What is up, my crazy subscriber? This is Joking John 74, and today I want to talk about the Call of Duty World War II gameplays. If you guys haven't checked that out yet, make sure you check out Outside Xbox or Ali or Jack Frags or IGN. You know, all these channels have gameplays already about Call of Duty World War II even before the beta. And you know, recently I've been watching a bunch of these gameplays just to see how the weapons are, just to see some of the maps, how you know they flow, and how you know pretty much they're structured, you know, which is the best spots for the map and everything. And when I was watching these gameplays and analyzing all this stuff, I've noticed one big major thing that kind of make this game really arcade-ish. Like it feels like an arcade game, like it's not real. Like there's no realism into the game. Most of the weapons in the game of Call of Duty World War II don't have recoil. That's one thing I noticed. Like, if you guys do not know what recoil is, that's the thing, you know, pretty much the thing that makes the gun shake. You know, every time you shoot, your gun's gonna be going up. Like, take for example the gameplay in the background or Rainbow Six Siege in total. Most of these weapons show some kind of realism because they have recoil. You know, they shake. They shake all over the goddamn screen. If you're holding an LMG, it's gonna shake all over the goddamn screen. Just watch the gameplay in the background. You should be able to see what I'm talking about. You see how it's shaking. It's not that stable at all. But when you watch all these Call of Duty World War II gameplays, the SMGs are shooting like from long range. They kind of feel like assault rifles, and then you see these assault rifles feeling like snipers. Like, it's crazy. Like, how is that real? Like, there's no bullet drop. So I kind of wish Call of Duty had bullet drop, because that's gonna change the whole game, and not a lot of people will be able to aim and stuff like that. So that would be great if they do add bullet drop, but they're not gonna do that. But like, yeah, like that's one of my biggest major concerns that I see from these gameplays. They do not have recoil on the weapons. They gotta add that recoil, man, at some point. You know, they gotta make it realistic. So is this a big problem? I think it is. It really is. It makes everybody a good player, apparently. If you know how to master the recoil of the weapon, it makes you a better player, because you bring in all that, you know, control into other games and all that stuff. So they gotta add some recoil, man. I don't know about you, but most of these gameplays are whack. Like, it is, because you know, I'm telling you, the weapons don't have recoil. Some of these guys are shooting with an SMG like across the damn map, like they were assault rifles. So if you guys go check it out right now, you should see what I'm talking about here. Most of these guns don't shake. It's not real. It's not realism. But yet people are complaining about the Nazi thing, like that. Oh, that's not realism because, you know, it's of the Nazi. It wasn't even realistic to begin with because of the weapons. So one of the things also that's gonna happen when the full game releases, there's gonna be a massive patch. There has to be a massive patch for these weapons. It just can't be like this, you know. And I'm not complaining that oh, they're probably gonna kill you a bunch of times because of this recoil. I'm just saying that they gotta fix that stuff if they want to make it a little bit more realistic, you know. You know, I can take it on. You know, I've done this before, especially like in Black Ops 3. I played the Blade on Black Ops 3. Most of the weapons out there were shooting like assault rifles, especially the VMP and the Vesper. Especially the Vesper. I mean, that gun has the highest, you know, rapid fire. But I was shooting people from across the map. Like, that was crazy. And also the VMP, it was super good in the first 3 months until they updated the damn gun, and now it shoots like crap with a silencer. Before, it didn't used to do that. The silencer actually kind of made it better for some odd reason, and it lowered the recoil, and I was shooting badass with the VMP. I was getting 70 kills, 80 kills per gameplay. It was insane. And then all of a sudden, of course, in the month of I believe the month of February, they updated the gun, the VMP gun from Black Ops 3, and the gun ended up having a lot of recoil. I couldn't shoot with that gun anymore, so I had to switch it out because it was uncontrollable, man. It wasn't making enough damage either. Like, instead of lowering the damage, they should really just increase the recoil on the weapons, man, because I don't know what Call of Duty is, you know, problem is, but they really need to change that kind of update. You know, how they update the guns and lower their damage and stuff like that. Like, increase the recoil. That would be a better option, but keep the damage. You know, just make it challenging to get those kills, you know. So and also I kind of wish they had bullet drop, like I said. So that is it, guys. If you guys haven't seen any gameplays out there, check it out. I've seen it myself, and it's just really unbelievable. After playing Rainbow Six Siege like for the past 3 months, I'm like, no, I don't think I'm kind of ready for Call of Duty World War II, even though I'm like kind of pumped every time I talked about Call of Duty World War II, but at the same time I'm like, it's just not realistic. At this point, it makes it look like an arcade game, like one of those games that deserve to be on Peter Piper, or you know, one of those arcade games that deserve to be like in the stores, you know, that you can play like for $1 and, you know, play for a little bit, you die 3 times, that's game over, and you gotta pay like more quarters along the way. So that's how I look like like at this game. Like, you know, Call of Duty World War II is not realistic at all. So like I consider Rainbow Six Siege to be the final form of FPS. That has to be the best form, man. It has to be. I recommend Rainbow Six Siege. Hopefully Rainbow Six Siege 2 does comes out in the future, because that will be a better option, to be honest. It's just a better option for everybody. So that is it. If you guys want me to talk about more about Call of Duty World War II, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe right now. Also check out my friends out there on YouTube, Grouchy 158, also Rethea. She recently went to a Comic-Con and she bought a booth, I guess, or she was invited to a booth and to be there, you know. Amazing stuff, you know. I've seen her grow since she was like in 28 subs or something like that. Kind of a crazy thing, you know. I'm glad people are growing out there, my favorite small YouTubers. So that is it. Make sure you leave a like on the video, like I said, and I'll see you guys later.
This is a Chucky Beat production.